I bet you didn't know about the mysterious disappearance of PIA flight PK-404. It was a crisp August day in 1989. Pakistan International Airlines flight PK-404 prepared for a routine domestic flight. The plane, a Fokker F27 Friendship, was a familiar sight in the skies. Its destination, Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan. The flight carried 54 souls, 51 passengers and 3 crew members. Among them were businessmen, families and individuals all embarking on their respective journeys. None could have known they were about to become part of an enduring mystery. At precisely 11:33 a.m., flight PK-404 lifted off from the runway at Gilgit Airport. The weather was clear. The plane ascended smoothly, beginning its journey southward. It was a short flight, scheduled to last a little over an hour. The first part of the journey was uneventful. Passengers settled in, enjoying the scenic views of the Karakoram mountain range. Then, the unexpected happened. Just 10 minutes before its expected arrival in Islamabad, the plane vanished from radar screens. Air traffic control tried desperately to re-establish contact, but their efforts were met with an eerie silence. Flight PK-404 had disappeared without a trace. The news of the missing plane spread quickly, sending shockwaves through Pakistan and beyond. Families of the passengers clung to hope, praying for a miracle. But as time passed, the grim reality began to set in. Flight PK-404 was gone. The mystery of its disappearance had just begun. Flight PK-404 was a milk run, a short hop from Gilgit to Islamabad. The route was familiar to the pilots. It was a routine they had flown many times before. The flight plan was straightforward. Take off from Gilgit Airport, climb to a cruising altitude of 20,000 feet, then descend into Islamabad. The Fokker F27 was a reliable workhorse of the skies, known for its sturdy build and simple design. It had a good safety record. This made the disappearance even more perplexing. What could have gone wrong on such a routine flight? The flight crew were experienced aviators. The captain had thousands of flying hours under his belt. The first officer was also well trained. The flight was cleared for visual flight rules. This meant the pilots could rely on what they could see outside the cockpit. The weather was good. Visibility was excellent. All signs pointed to a normal flight. Yet something went terribly wrong. The disappearance of flight PK-404 remains one of aviation's most baffling unsolved cases. What happened in those final minutes? The mystery continues to intrigue and frustrate investigators to this day. The moment flight PK-404 vanished from radar, a frantic search and rescue operation swung into action. Pakistani authorities deployed helicopters and ground teams to scour the rugged terrain beneath the plane's last known location. The search zone was vast and unforgiving. Towering mountains, deep gorges and dense forests made the task Herculean. Days turned into weeks and still there was no sign of the missing plane. The families of those on board clung to hope, but as time wore on, their anguish turned to despair. The lack of any concrete evidence only deepened the mystery. Without a crash site, investigators were left to grapple with a puzzle missing crucial pieces. The initial search efforts were eventually scaled back. The unforgiving terrain and lack of any leads made it increasingly difficult to justify a full-scale operation. The disappearance of flight PK-404 became a cold case, its secrets seemingly lost forever in the unforgiving embrace of the Himalayas. The sudden and complete disappearance of flight PK-404 fueled a maelstrom of speculation. What could have caused a seemingly sound aircraft to vanish without a trace? Experts around the world began to scrutinize every aspect of the flight, from the plane's maintenance records to the pilot's actions. One of the first theories explored was mechanical failure. Could a catastrophic engine problem have brought the plane down? The Fokker F27, while generally reliable, was not immune to technical issues. Investigators examined the plane's maintenance logs for any signs of potential problems that might have gone unnoticed. However, the lack of a distress call from the pilots cast doubt on this theory. Experienced aviators like the captain of flight PK-404 would have known to report any engine trouble to air traffic control. The absence of such a call suggested that whatever happened, it happened suddenly and without warning. Section 5. The human factor. As investigators continued to examine the evidence, they also considered the human element. Could pilot error have played a role in the tragedy? While the pilots of Flight PK-404 were experienced, even the most seasoned veterans can make mistakes. One scenario explored was the possibility of spatial disorientation. Flying over mountainous terrain can be challenging, especially in conditions of poor visibility. If the pilots became disoriented, they might have inadvertently flown the plane into the ground. However, the clear weather conditions on the day of the disappearance made this scenario unlikely. With good visibility, the pilot should have been able to maintain their bearings. The lack of a distress call also argued against pilot error. A disoriented pilot would likely have realized their mistake and tried to contact air traffic control. Section 6. Storms and Mountains. The treacherous terrain surrounding the flight path of PK-404 presented another possible explanation for its disappearance. The Himalayas are known for their unpredictable weather patterns, including sudden downdrafts and powerful thunderstorms that can materialize without warning. Could a sudden, violent storm have caught the plane off guard, tearing it from the sky? The force of such storms can be immense, capable of ripping apart even sturdy aircraft. The rugged mountains below would have swallowed any wreckage whole, making it virtually impossible to find. While weather-related accidents are not uncommon in aviation, the lack of any radar evidence of a storm in the area at the time of the disappearance made this theory less plausible. Radar systems would have likely detected any significant weather disturbances, and there were no reports of storms from other aircraft in the vicinity. Section 7. A question of sabotage. As the investigation into the disappearance of Flight PK-404 continued to yield no conclusive answers, a more sinister possibility began to take hold in the minds of some: sabotage. Could the plane have been the target of a deliberate act? The late 1980s was a turbulent period in Pakistan's history, marked by political instability and social unrest. The country was grappling with internal conflicts and external pressures, creating an environment where acts of terrorism were not unheard of. Some speculated that the plane might have been targeted by extremist groups seeking to destabilize the government or spread fear. Others pointed to the possibility of an inside job, perhaps motivated by political vendetta or personal grievances. However, without any concrete evidence to support these claims, the theory of sabotage remained just that, a theory. Section 8. The Unanswered Questions. Decades have passed since the disappearance of Pakistan International Airlines Flight PK-404, and yet the mystery persists. The lack of a definitive explanation has only served to fuel speculation and conspiracy theories. The families of those on board continue to live with the pain of not knowing what happened to their loved ones. The case serves as a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of aviation. Despite technological advancements, there are still inherent risks associated with flight. The disappearance of Flight PK-404 underscores the importance of ongoing safety improvements and the need for thorough investigations in the wake of aviation accidents. The unanswered questions surrounding the fate of Flight PK-404 continue to haunt us. Did the plane succumb to a catastrophic mechanical failure, fall victim to the unpredictable forces of nature, or was there a more sinister hand at play? Until concrete evidence emerges, the mystery will likely endure, a somber reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of the unknown. Section 9. A Lasting Impact. The disappearance of Pakistan International Airlines Flight PK-404 left an indelible mark on aviation history. It serves as a chilling reminder of the mysteries that can unfold in the skies, even on seemingly routine flights. The incident prompted a reassessment of safety protocols and highlighted the challenges of search and rescue operations in remote and treacherous terrain. Beyond the realm of aviation, the tragedy had a profound impact on the families of those on board. The lack of closure, the absence of a crash site, and the enduring mystery continue to cast a long shadow over their lives. Their pain is a testament to the human cost of such tragedies, a cost that goes far beyond the immediate loss of life. The story of Flight PK-404 continues to resonate today, a testament to the enduring power of unanswered questions. It serves as a reminder of the fragility of life, the importance of seeking answers, and the need to honor the memory of those lost in such tragedies. As long as the mystery remains, so too will the hope that one day, the truth behind the disappearance of Flight PK-404 will finally be revealed.